Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the start of Module 2. Today is Monday, December 12th, and right now you are looking at the home page of what your classroom looks like. What I'm going to do right now is take a few moments to go through the discussion forum and the classroom section of our course to make sure that you're looking at the specific requirements of each assignment in order to earn the most possible points. I apologize for the little bit of frogginess. I'm still getting over being sick from the prior week, so bear with me and please email me if you have further questions after. Okay, since today starts Module 2, we're going to go ahead and click on the Module 2 discussion forum. When it opens, you'll see you have two discussion questions. The first response is due by Wednesday. The second initial response is due by Friday. And then, of course, your peer response you have until Sunday to complete. In regards to the first question, it reads, how can effective multicultural education impact the improvement of student achievement in classrooms around the United States? Explain. What you want to do is take a look at the reading or outside articles and see how integrating multicultural education into the classroom helps all the students succeed. You want to think about the curriculum materials and strategies that teachers are using in the classroom, and you're welcome to use personal experiences to relate as well, but please make sure to make at least one connection to some of the readings. For the second discussion question, it says, what are the effects of using the cultural background of students to facilitate new learning? So you want to think about, if you're a classroom teacher, what are the advantages of knowing the student's cultural background? How does this help you? What can this information do for you? And this one, again, please make sure to make a connection to the readings, but this one especially, if you've been in the classroom before, personal experiences can really help your peers to understand what they need to do in their own classrooms in the future. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the classroom section of our course, to where you will find the course syllabus, so we can see what other specific assignments are required for you during Module 2. Okay, right now this is the beginning. I'm going to scroll down until where we get to Module 2. Last week we went through Module 1. Okay, so here is the start of Module 2, Topics and Objectives. Our objectives for the week are: describe how language, learning style, interaction style, and cultural content are cultural capital that learners bring to the classroom. The second objective for the week is to utilize a student's cultural background to increase students' achievement. And you'll notice that these relate to the questions in the discussion forum. You'll see a reminder here about your benchmark assignment, which is not due until Module 6, but we want to keep reminding you to keep working on that. And again, the description of the assignment and the rubric are located in the additional resource folder in Canyon Connect. Okay, as far as your week 2 weekly journal, again, 250 to 300 words, and basically you're just going to summarize the key points of all the readings for the week, as well as relate any of these points to personal experiences and how you would apply them to your classroom and instructing students in the future. And now APA or GCU style is not required from the journal. However, please make sure to use spelling and grammar check to get rid of those simple errors. You can do that by going to Tools, Options, Spelling and Grammar when you're utilizing Microsoft Word. Okay, now as far as the cultural background interview, just like your autobiographical interview, you're going to be using the same series of questions. However, this time you're going to be interviewing someone else. Now, Just like before, you can use a question-answer format where you list the question and then list the interviewee's responses, or you can create headings throughout the essay based upon these points to separate and draw attention to the reader's eyes that you did in fact address all of the questions. Again, APA is not required for this. However, you do want to use the personal interview as a source, as well as try and connect some of these questions to the course materials. For example, where it says, what does citizenship mean to you? You could look up the definition of citizenship, quote that, and then connect that to what that means to you. Or the question about ethnic minority groups. You can find an article or reading that describes what ethnic minority groups are and then explain some of the ones that have had a significant impact in your life. So there's different ways to make connections to the readings in order to satisfy this requirement. Now what I want to go right now to do is over to the assignment Dropbox so you can see the rubric and realize why I'm asking for the connections to the readings. So you would go back to Classroom, you'd click on Assignments, and then you would click on Cultural Background Interview. And then you'll notice down here it says View Grading Rubric. Now you'll be able to do this for all the assignments except for the journals. Okay, now as far as the grading criteria, you have interview questions and answers included. This is why I say to do either question or answer format or to use the questions as headings. This way you're meeting this criteria that GCU has built into the rubric. You also not only want to put the interviewees' answers, you want to analyze what they're saying, and you can even use that to make connections to the readings. Thesis development and purpose, you basically, to satisfy this, you want to have a nice strong introduction paragraph describing what you're doing and why. Paragraph development and transitions, if you're using question answer format, this is not going to apply as much. However, for each question response, please make sure to have a minimum of 3 complete sentences in order to have what we'll classify as a paragraph for the purpose of this assignment. Now, if you're doing an essay format, please utilize transition words to help move from one paragraph to the next. In regards to mechanics of writing, this is where I was talking about making sure to use spelling and grammar check. It will help find if you've got extra space between words, if you're missing hyphenation, simple things that your eyes might not find on your own. And this is a way to have another pair of computer eyes, so to speak, check over your work. Paper format, there's not a specific template, but for the purpose of this, we'll say question and answer format or the essay using the headings. Now this is why I keep saying to make a connection to the readings, because GCU does want some in-text citations and references. And you'll notice that in order to be in the excellent category, there will not be any errors in regards to the citation format. And now this is going to be related strictly to the reference page and the in-text citations, because for GCU Style Guide, you're not required to have a title page. For a good category, you just have a little bit of errors. And one common error I'd like to note is that when you're doing in-text citations, the period only goes after the parentheses where you put the author and the year. You can go to the GCU Writing Center for assistance with this, or another good place to go that I find helps me is if you type in Purdue OWL into your Google search. That's Purdue and then OWL, and it'll bring up Purdue University's APA Writing Center, and it's very clear and easy to follow. So that is what is required in regards to Module 2. You will have your 2 discussion questions in your peer response, your journal entry, and the cultural interview paper that we just went over. Again, please make sure to be continuing to work on your benchmark assignment, and I will have the CLC groups created by the end of the week, and we'll post those groups into the Cyber Cafe, which you see here, where you placed your biographies earlier on in the week. That way, if you need to refer back to who's in your group, you'll be able to locate it. Sometimes GCU will let you out of the discussion forums after the week is over. If you need anything, please do not hesitate to post a question about the materials in the questions for instructor link here, or if you have questions of a personal nature, to go ahead and send an email by clicking on quick message right here. Again, thank you for doing such a fantastic job so far, and have a great week.